I guess the way that I'm looking at it right now is I only need enough money to eat right now. That's it. Like, I'm not trying to, like, you know, if I were trying to get rich, I'd still do a Vimo. What's up, everybody? I've been getting a lot of questions lately about my previous business and why I'm back at HASfit all of a sudden after being gone for a couple of years at Vimo Labs. If you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, you can click the link up here. I met up with a new friend of mine yesterday who's asking me a lot of these same questions. So I thought, what better opportunity to allow you to be a fly on the wall and learn exactly what made us come back and what made me walk away from a multi-million-dollar company to be your personal trainer. So I'm on my way to meet a fellow HASfit tribe member. His name is Johnston, and he graciously reached out to me and wanted to volunteer 5 hours of his time. And after we started talking, we realized that we were basically neighbors living in the same city. So we decided to go get some coffee. Hello, Johnston.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going, sir? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And just like in your head, like the revenue strategy or an exit strategy, like, I mean, it's so different.
Yeah, there is no exit strategy.
I see HASfit compared to, say, a startup.
No,
it's
you can't do it. So at Vimo, we raised $1 million, nice little seed round. It's a different game.
Yeah.
You're growing a technology and you're playing a technology game, and you're not like focused on bringing value as much as you're focused on like, okay, how can we flip this so we can get to our A round?
Yeah.
And how can we flip this so Fitbit pulls the trigger and buys us out?
Yeah.
My co-founder had started it a year before I was even there. Continued bootstrapped it while I was working remotely and still doing HASfit. But then when we successfully raised a round, then it was time for me to move up to the valley. So that's when I moved out here. A year after, I basically stepped away. I'm still an equity holder. So it's not the business isn't about like making something. It's about like, okay, how can we flip the tech? I kind of realized that, it was not what I wanted. And I realized that HASfit was more than I thought it was. And like, okay, I had to kind of go see it for myself, if you will, right? The grass wasn't greener. I'm like, oh, I can go run a tech company. I can do this. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur since I was like 17 years old. I was like, let me go do this big time and blah, blah, blah. It's like, man, that wasn't fulfilling. And so then it's like, okay, well, if I came back to HASfit, what would I have to do? Like, what would, and so then I started rethinking about it. So yeah, there's no exit strategy.
I would self-identify as an entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur ever since college, and that's where I will be going in the future. But the way I think about what entrepreneurship is so different than the way entrepreneurship is here. And it basically takes all the beautiful parts of entrepreneurship and it just like beats it down until it doesn't exist anymore. And then it's really, because whenever I leave, everybody's like, oh, isn't it amazing to like be in Silicon Valley? I'm like, no, that's not how it works, because it's just like really like old, rich, like white guys and like really young folks who are coming in.
Putting their lives on the line.
Exactly, putting their lives on the line, and it's like it's no different than how this has happened in other models in every case before, right? So
and of course you hear the stories of like the most successful, just like in any other, what I mean, whether it's sports,
it's the Achilles,
or there's always like the outliers and that get everybody else into the funnel.
And it's in the funder's interest to make sure that those, it's in the media's interest, it's in to make sure that those people get propped up and make it seem like everybody.
Of course.
And when I saw HASfit and I was just watching your channel, it made me feel like there was something real about this that I didn't see in other places, which is why I was so compelled to like reach out and be like, let me know how I can help.
Awesome, thank you, Johnson.
And I think that like a lot of that has to do with the word that you said about like authenticity. Like,
so I'm gonna like walk up on Chris and Will real quick. Looks like they're putting up some Halloween decorations. Looks like you guys are doing some work out here, Will.
Sparkling spider web.
I like it.
Scare all the 1-year-olds.
I was in charge of procuring them. He's in charge of installing.
Well, that's how it goes at our household. Claudia comes home with it, and it's my job to
Put it together.
to take it from there. And somehow that's 50-50. Somehow that's splitting the duties. I want to give Chris's Department of Parenting a little shout out.
Okay,
Yeah.
check us out, DOP, Department of Parenting.com. It's a podcast twice weekly about parenting, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Stuff. I'll put a link in the video description. Make sure to check it out. And if you want help installing your spiders,
I'll have to make a video about how beautiful my decorations are.
there we go. I didn't even notice the scotch tape. It was
right, yeah.
it just